What's going on, everybody? Let's Talk Jets Radio. I am friggin' hot. Day two, open practice, fourth day of training camp for the New York Jets. Appreciate everybody that's been tuning in, watching all these videos. Appreciate all the fans that have come up to me, just saying thank you for all the work that we do on the channel. Definitely makes it feel like it's worth it. I had a nice, really nice conversation with a fan named Vahid today. Just thanking us for what we do, thanking us for being honest and real. Makes it all worth it. I know a lot of you guys are in different locations. Some of you may be difficult to even get out to training camp at all. So I try to do what I can. And what's funny is, like, a lot of times I'll even post a video where maybe I'm watching Aaron Rodgers or watching Garrett Wilson. I'm highlighted on one thing, and then somebody will drop a comment pointing out John Simpson bodying up two guys, which happened earlier today. So appreciate all you guys just for the support and everything else. Practice report. This one's going to be a little bit more detailed. I tried to take some notes while I was waiting for the bus, or waiting for the shuttle back to my car. Unfortunately, I'm going to be throwing videos from training camp into this video. I just couldn't link them up with what I'm talking about. Obviously, that would just take way too long going through all these videos that I took today. So I'm just going to go position by position, and you guys can watch the videos as they come on. But Rodgers obviously just looks so good. You expect every throw to be completed. No picks in the days that I've been there. Don't think he has any interceptions at all, which include the Wednesday and Friday practices. Just makes it look absolutely effortless. Moves around the pocket well. He's stepping up when he needs to. But more times than not, it seems like he does have a clean pocket to work with. And the few times that somebody does break through, he gets rid of it quick. You see him talking with Conklin and Garrett Wilson after plays that don't work out, which I'll get into a little bit later on Garrett Wilson. They had a nice long talk. So just good to see that leadership. Good to see him looking healthy, in good spirits. You see him before practice dancing and doing all these handshakes. Just a really good vibe at training camp with him leading the way. Tyrod Taylor, he keeps making a few nice throws each practice. Seems like him and Malik Taylor have some really good chemistry together. Jason Brownlee, he also had a few grabs today as well. Peasley, he had a nice deep ball to rookie Tyler Harrell. Running back wise, didn't seem like Breece Hall broke too many long ones. Seemed like there were some better runs with the second and third units. But it is tough to tell when the play is actually blown dead, or if guys would have still gotten some yards after contact. Braylon Allen is certainly one that it seems like even when the pocket's collapsing on him, it just seems like he's ready to run guys over. Still looks like a truck. Has to be the clear favorite for that number 2 spot. But seems like everybody else is getting a pretty legitimate look so far. Even Xavier Ballade, I think I'm saying his name right, he was getting some work with the twos today. Tariq Cohen, he's showing off some nice speed, getting to the sidelines. Isaiah Davis, he's always finishing his runs hard, looks a lot quicker than I thought. Izzy, you see the speed. Then there was one play where he was wide open. He caught it, but there was a slight bobble. I just feel like right now he's still probably the odd man out, but it does seem like they're giving everybody an opportunity so far. Tight ends, Rucker did have a bad drop today. Probably would have been a sack anyway. Conklin, he caught a dump off on another play. That was a likely sack. Looked like Will McDonald got around him for a pressure on another play. Kenny Yeboah, he had a few nice catches today. Didn't notice him too much on Thursday. Zach Kuntz, he also had a catch today. He seems a little bit more athletic and just solid after the catch. Last year, I don't know why, it seemed like when I was watching him, it seemed like he was a little lanky, a little clumsy. Now it seems like he's kind of grown into that 6'8", 6'9" frame a little bit more. So you wonder if he has a potential place on the roster as a number 3 or number 4 tight end. So an interesting battle to watch there with him and Yeboah. Wide receiver, I don't know what more can be said about Garrett Wilson. This guy is just unstoppable in practice right now. A lot of it coming against DJ Reed, which I kind of feel bad about. He's almost always on the opposite end of a lot of these highlights from Garrett Wilson. But his intensity during practice is becoming very Revis-like. And he was dominating all day. One ball got batted at the line after he'd already made a few plays. He was visibly pissed. Probably had a 2-minute discussion with Aaron Rodgers afterwards, which was fairly animated. Obviously, they hugged it out right afterwards, but it seemed like it was a fairly animated conversation about something that he either wanted Rodgers to do or just maybe assuring Rodgers that he would have gotten to a spot. Tough to really figure out. But yeah, I mean, he cooked DJ Reed deep on one play, got around him on a quick screen on another. The play action deep ball to him with Aaron Rodgers has just been absolutely unstoppable. Corley, he had a nice sliding grab to say. A nice sliding grab today. Nice to see him stepping up with Gibson out for a little bit. Lazard, he was also heavily involved. Same kind of thing on Thursday as well. He's been making a lot of catches. Another touchdown in the red zone today also. Offensive line, there was no Moses in team drills today, but they did have Carter Warren with the ones today, whereas it was Max Mitchell on Thursday. AVT is back out there. Continue to love just what Moses and Tyron Smith are doing as far as working with Fashanu and some of the younger guys, not just, during practice, during drills, but even after practice. Same thing on Thursday, 15 minutes after practice. You see both of them working with Fashanu, as far as hand placement and technique and all these things. Like, that experience is just so valuable. Simpson, I mentioned before, he tossed two guys to the ground on one play. 99% sure he was in the center of the only little mini fight that happened today, which was quickly broken up. May have been with Jermaine Johnson, but it was kind of hard to tell with the skirmish. Defensive line, Quinnen Williams, he blew up the first play of the day. A few times I already noticed Jermaine Johnson getting the better of Tyron Smith, which is good. I'll save you guys the iron sharpens iron quote. Thursday it was a bull rush. Today I think it was a little like shoulder dip and kind of got around him there. Kinlaw and Clemens have been starting practice with the ones. Later on, though, it was switched to Solomon Thomas and Will McDonald getting an opportunity. But it continues to be the Tack McKinley show, especially with the threes. Another likely 2 sacks today. Wish he got a little bit more of a look with the ones instead of Clemens, honestly, just to see if his game translates versus some better blocking, because the guys that he's being asked to go up against right now, I mean, he's just a man amongst boys out there, just making it look effortless and easy, quick first step. I mean, the guy looks like an absolute player. So we'll see what happens there if he does get those opportunities with the ones and twos. Like I mentioned before, DJ Reed, unfortunately, just on the wrong end of a lot of highlights right now versus Garrett Wilson. Not too worried about it yet. He has not been following Sauce. I haven't noticed Sauce following Garrett Wilson, but you would assume that's going to happen more as practice progresses. You would think that's something that would be a part of game plans as well. I've been noticing Stiggers a lot. It seems like he's very aggressive in coverage. Just seems like a natural ball hawk there. Do need to pay a little bit more attention to the safeties and linebackers. Again, especially on the running plays, very hard to tell when a play is dead and things like that. But yeah, overall, a very fun practice. Rodgers, again, just looks comfortable, slinging it around, moving well. Looks like he's in a good state of mind, again, with all the handshakes and everything going on before practice starts up. So this was a fun one today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed all the highlights. Talk to you soon.